I'm not making any excuses for the offense. I will say they should have enough on offense.
Yes.
I'm sorry, they should have enough on offense.
It's the secondary
defense that I worry about,
yeah.
And that's a whole totally different subject. If we're sitting here talking about the 28th defense in the league, okay, then we can sort of recalibrate things. But offensively, they should be top 8 in my opinion.
So help me understand something, Omar. Do you think when Tua plays, this offense now is just as good as the offense was when he was playing last year and the year before?
Yeah, should be.
So what was the excuse last year then when he was playing? This offense was still subpar. They still regressed.
Health.
Tyreek was hurt.
No.
Waddle was hurt.
You're going
the
to
offensive line was trash.
Yeah, but you're saying they're just as good.
Do I need who's just as good? Oh, this offensive line? I don't know what they could. I don't know what they could be. I have no idea. And
Omar,
I won't know until they have pads on.
Omar, by your answer, when you're mentioning everything around him, you're proving the point that Tua, if everything around is ideal,
not perfect,
he's going to ball out.
Okay,
it doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be ideal. But he will not do the heavy lifting to compensate for a certain area. For example, and Doug, I hate to do this to you, like Josh Allen last year when his wide receiver core was very average, like Tom Brady in New England when his wide receiver core was really average.
I didn't compare him to Hall of Famers. I didn't. That wasn't the conversation.
Drew Brees is a Hall of Famer, so technically you did compare him to
I compared him to one very specific Hall of Famer who didn't get off to a phenomenal start.
Here's the thing, too, is we're not doing the comparison. We are reacting to the comparison that Teron Armstead, Louis Riddick, and everyone else is doing.
Jesus, semantics, Doug. You're like because
that's the thing.
No, Doug is right.
And that's the thing. And that's where people took my tweet and started getting in their feelings about it, is because I was reacting to people getting all in there like, oh, how could Louis Riddick say this? And how can Teron say this? And how can
it's the truth?
Oh, but see, that's what we're talking about right there, Doug. See, you're doing it right, Doug.
Who also says positive things. Over the ledge. All these guys who say positive things about Tua. But here's the thing, though. All 4 of us can agree that Tua is a good quarterback.
Good.
But all 4 of us can also agree that if Tua doesn't stay healthy.
Stop it. Don't say
good is not good enough. That's the point. He's right on that.
You need elite, right? You need elite. You need a Hall of Famer.
Just a 54
million. Alan, can you address this? Because you don't like when we bring up stats, but all of a sudden David Peterson wants to say Tua was 6-5 in the last 11 starts last year. You want to address this, Alan?
1-loss record is not a team. Is it not a quarterback stat?
Thank you.
But he contributed in them 5 losses.
In this case, I'll make an exception.
No, he didn't. But not in Buffalo. We got a lot of donations.
All right, hold it for Doug.
Okay.
Carlos Ramirez with the 5 says, I'm a firm believer that if you are constantly saying you're changed culture, then you truly haven't. Why hasn't the team learned to prove it first?
They don't know. They don't know. One, I would like to point out this. We weren't soliciting comments, and only probably to the fullback, Alec Ingold,
who said, I loved what he
trying to bring out these. Oh, this has a culture change. Oh, what are you guys doing differently? No, everybody wants to volunteer that the culture change, and it got to a point where I was just like, especially to Chubb, I was like, bro, we heard this last year, like. Why should we believe this year? And then his response was, and his response was, we were lying. We wanted to, but we never really made the investment. And my thing about culture, and I stand on this, you do not know what the team's culture is until you start getting punched in the mouth. Show me this team getting punched in the mouth, and then I'll let you know what kind. And I love what Zach Thomas said about it. Don't talk about culture. Don't talk about toughness.
Do it.
Don't.
Correct.
Just go out there and do it. But the unfortunate thing is these guys know exactly what's being said about them. They know.
The thing about culture also is, to me, it's very simply all guys pulling in the same direction for the same goal. And the Dolphins had a couple of guys on the team who maybe were more interested in me, I love me, as opposed to the team. And I'm sorry.
Well,